Oh snap! Tor, your turn. You get Tor. If you hit a back block, you $1,000. Backflip. Don't lie.
That nigga gonna break his neck.
You'll never know.
Hey, so you think I can hit a backflip or no?
That boy need a black shirt. Please don't go to the water park like that tomorrow. Hey, Go ahead, Casey. Man, y'all stay tuned, man. We gonna see y'all tomorrow because we gotta go turn up at the volcano. Wait, where we going? Oh yeah, it's up there. Man, we just woke up. It's another morning. We finna get ready to go to the water park. Are you ready to go? Yeah. Look at this boy dressed like he going to soccer practice. Come on now, everybody dressed up like they going to the water park. Oh, you didn't bring water shorts, huh? They wear it. This man be tripping, man. Come on, dog. This boy trying to look like Rooney. Oh, you found your shirts? Yeah, I told you that. You ain't looking for him. Trying to blame somebody for skill. Ooh, y'all stay tuned, man. We're gonna get ready to go to the water park. It's gonna get lit. Oh, okay. Man, we just loaded up in the van and we're headed to. It's up. Tell them we're gonna go turn up to it. We got more Mama Jones, Papa Jones, Baby MJ, Pretty. What up? You cooking? Why you hiding from the gown?
Now I'm looking at eating.
Oh yeah, man. You gonna tell them what up or what up?
I'm gonna try to come out. Where gonna be? Where that teacher down come through? Let's stay on the street right in the field. Them diamond carcasses, he's story, got from the camera. The pocket don't do the whole thing, working teacher prayers. One time coach, clean them up on some posts. Alright, here we go.
Your face just told it all. What's up? The ring boy. Hey, that supposed to be a ring girl, right? A ring girl. We're gonna shoot a movie. Let them know. Hey, y'all stay tuned, man. We're on our way to Volcano, man. We almost there. What? Man, we just made it, man. We headed to the shuttle so we can catch the bus. Man, Tori gonna be looking like a single mom, man. They baby mom. What's his name? What up, babe? So you can drive it. We finna go turn up on the cake. Yeah, look at me go right here. Let's get it. Let's stop at the bathroom, man. It's real, man. Real talk. What you mean? Hey, come on, you know, I gotta put this on the toilet seat down. You're supposed to be helping me out in this situation, man. Hey, alright, look, no shit. No shit. Don't let it fall. Man, I'm gonna do it, man. Don't let it fall. I wanna go.
Alright, here we go. here we go. I did already done with these games. Okay. Every Christmas present. Here we go.
Switch to the GoPro. We locked everything up in the lockers, and that's a wrap. Hey, I need the GoPro. Time to switch to the GoPro. Yeah, man, we just left the lockers. Y'all ready to turn up? Yeah, let's go. What up, E? You know I'm ready. Yeah, baby, you ready? Come on. Let's go dumb. Come on, baby. Come on. It's up. Oh, that water cold. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, this water cold. We wanna jump in. Look at it here. Once you get in, it's gonna be good, Tor. Once you get in, it's gonna be good. Huh? You cold? You gotta get under the water, son. Let's get it. Uh-oh, we gotta go in the water and make a video. I know. Come on. The faster you get in, the faster your body gonna warm up. Now go in the water. Go. I'm about to show y'all what I'm about.
Alrighty, here we go.
Get it, come on, Tor. What I told you, I told you. Now you know what's gonna happen, huh? You're gonna be poking like a chick. Come on, baby, jump in with me. Stop playing with the toy. Huh? I'm not playing with the toy. What up? I'm turning you up. Hey, go in the water with me. Count 1, 2, 3.
Free Roblox.
Oh, yeah, it's up. What's your name? Man, y'all ain't little enough, man. Y'all supposed to be coming up, man. Hey, you got your phone. Hey, your phone's on the water. It's going to be over. You know that, huh? Yeah, man. Hey, look. I go in the water. Let's go.
Alright, here we go. Macadamia, she gonna be good. I put you straight on the. Ooh.
T-Green, what up? Hey, y'all, we finna get on this ride right here, this crew ride. We got the kids right here. We're gonna go. You ready? Who getting on to live? Eve, man, get your man. Eve, you better get on. You better get on with home. All right, Tyler, what up? Man, Tyler with me, man.
Alright, here we go. I'm finna create a new one right now. A new one right now. Let me see.
You told me 3 people. Oh, I was just giving him a chance. What up with it, man? Y'all see what it is? We gonna go on this tiki Moana. Hey, what up, thug? Why you looking at me like you know me like that? No, you not. Man, don't worry about me. Go ahead and drink this and go dump. Hey, bro, they just turned us around talking about we gotta make a reservation with our watch, man. This a cardiac bus now. How you gonna tell me to make a reservation, bro? Yeah, man. Me, you, what up? We need it. We can lead it. How many? Man, that ain't nothing, boy. You know how long I waited in that cell? Yes, Lord. Let's go. Alright, so 55 minutes. So if you already in line. Get back, man. You are now in line. 1 hour till I get the ride. Yeah. What up, man? What's the business here? Appreciate the scan, man. In an hour, I'm gonna be able to play. Yeah, what the business is? Say what up to YouTube. Y'all ready? How long you been watching me, man? 2 years. 2 years? 2. That's what I'm talking about, man. Y'all see what it is, bro. We gonna get in line for this tiki Moana. 60 minutes. Yeah, we gotta go spell it. Gotta do the whole one. You're in another line. It's another line, right? It says switch over.
Alright, here we go.
Come on, dog. Let's go love you there till it's time. We're gonna go get it up. Yeah! We're gonna go find a ramp and go turn up the runway. We're gonna go make this whole little circle lit. I bet you. If you jump down that wall, get $1,000. Hey, no, that's 3 feet you gonna die. 3 feet you gonna break. 3 feet you gonna break your neck. Look. 3. So you'll do that for $1,000. You gonna die, bro. I don't even send you off to here. Hey, look at that lifeguard. That boy looks like, all right, crikey. Hey, what way is it? Hey, ooh, I'm telling you. Ooh, I'm drunk too. Come on, let's go turn it out, man. We headed up in here. Come on. Hey, stop splashing with your big head. Looking like a teletubby. Let's roll. Y'all ready to turn up? Hey, say we gonna turn it up. We'll turn it up here. Hey, yours work, man. You should make sure. We bought this off somebody, you guys. We bought this for $100. They did. Hey, tell them they didn't have our size for our phone. And we bought it from a fan. You hear me? $100 a feet. I made the offer and they gave it to me. Yeah. I told them. I say, give me I give you $100 for it. You gotta think about it. Yeah, the waterfall. Yeah, I'm closed out, but hey, I did it for us.
You did it for me.
Yeah, I did it because you wanted it. What up, Mama? Hey, yeah, we done waited for it. Time to go play. I'm holding my phone because I don't know does it work. Do it work right now? Yeah, it worked. Yeah. Y'all see my phone case? Yeah. Big dog status. Big dog status. Yeah. Oh, that's what we fast up. Yeah, we need to roll. You better die. Let's go. Let's go. You see how we live. You see how we turn. Hey, look at my mom. Sam, look at that boy. Come on, baby. Get off me. Hey, baby. Y'all see, I got this love, but I don't know who this for. Oh, that's who put that up there. Had to be you. What's that, mommy? Wanna go swim? After all that crying,
okay, let me see something real quick.
you already know. Y'all eat good, huh? Hey, was it good? What you mean, about time? Who was trying to
What's up, Toady? Like, can I donate you? Sure, bro. Sure. Sure.
I know, bro. I know if we go to another round,
I don't know if he's still in the stream, though.
so guess what? We got
What's up, Bob? I'm watching the stream now. I didn't see y'all.
Hey, what y'all want to do next? We gotta go on like same ride, man.
Okay, here we go.
I want to dare you to do something. No, we gotta go
Y
on that so I can
N
you
W.
just tripping. Stay home. We're gonna go do a dare.
I put them straight on.
Oh, man, we finna get extreme, right?
What's up, y'all? I'm playing this for the first time. The first time, bro.
You think you'll do it? You might get banned. Yeah, you might
You
get
can join me. Anyone can join me. I can add you if you want to donate. Just give me a username. Just give me your username. You currently yeah. Alrighty.
Now let's go do it in the pool. You know what we're finna do, baby? We're gonna go back to the locker. You ready to go? I know you ain't ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the road one ride, right? Alright, look, we're finna go put this camera up in the locker and switch back to the GoPro.
Here we go. If you want to get added and join my game, just give me a username. Currently 7 Robux. And I just made another one actually. Let me leave this game. I made another one like a few seconds ago. Let me do this real quick. Join. Alright, here we go. Just join a new server, I believe. I don't know for sure. Let me go do this real quick. Alright, let me pick a stand. Bro, why the thing? Alright, here we go. Sure. Alright, I just made another one, so let me see. Yeah, this one was 100. Yeah, I have a $100,000. Okay. Bad. OG huge. do I add more clothing? Alright, here we go. Message restricted. What the heck? I don't know how that happened. If you want to join my game, just give me a username. I still have Pet Simulator X Pets, bro. Why do you make it so hard to have no Roblox? This game. Matter of fact, let me see something real quick. What's up? Yes. Alright, let me go check something real quick. Let me see. Alrighty, so what I was finna do real quick. Okay, alright. What was I finna do? Oh yeah, let me join the Discord real quick. Do they have a Discord? Okay. Wait, do I even have Discord downloaded? Okay, I'm trying to download Discord real quick. I'm finna look at the chat real quick. Yeah. Alright. Face ID. Alright. We text here 5 my boy, he got donated. How much Robux is that? Oh, 0.
Hey, that's the best ride. We done? And we put it back up. Let me open it back up. Y'all like that, huh? Yes, Lord. That was
oh man, I need to check my Discord real quick. Let me check it. Discord. Alright, so.
Hey, make sandcastle with that at.
Discord.
Come on, let's make a sandcastle with that at. Come on, come on.
Oh yeah, I remember it. Okay.
We need some water though, mommy. Look at mommy. You having fun, mommy? Give me that. Give me that. Wait, what a water bottle? Hey, go fill this up with water. Alright, y'all gonna get ready to go. Go fill it up with water. You ready, mommy? Ready to go home? You ready to make sandcastle?
I bet we logged in. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we logged in the Discord. Let me check my YouTube chat. Yo, I'm on a hustle, do offline donations. Bro, I'm the one who actually needs Roblox, bro. I just started playing this game. You heard, bro? So I need some Roblox, okay? Alright. I need some Roblox. Let me go to Discord. Accept invite. Alright, now I'm in this guy's Discord server. Bro, I gotta do this verification stuff. Okay, here we go. Cool check, check. Bro, I need to change the settings on my thing. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Somebody just donated. Problem child. Yo, thank you, bro. Yo, thank you. Donated some Robux, bro. Alright, so a guy just donated 10 Robux. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm going to get money. Okay. 2,000 something. Alright, let me change this. I need to change this real quick. I don't want to edit this phone. Alright, let me look at the chat real quick.
No, Jeffy, that violin belonged to my grandfather.
Well, if I play the violin every day all summer, by the end of summer, I'll be a violin god. I'll be OP at playing the violin.
I said no, Jeffy.
Come on, Marvin, just let him try.
Yeah, Daddy, I even wrote a song. It's called The Camel Who Had a Toe. You want to hear it?
I want to hear it, Jeffy.
I don't want to hear this dumb song.
Oh, Marvin, it'll be fun.
There once was a camel who had a toe. His camel toe was his name. Oh, C-A-M-E-L-toe. 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 And Coco was his name.
Oh, stop playing the violin. You suck at the violin.
I'm gonna do a flip.
You said Jeffy sucked at the violin. I'll be a duber.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the
Dropout Game.
I'm T.Easy, and today I'm going to be rapping out your favorite fast food restaurants. Hi, how are you doing? I really guess I gotta tell you what's up. Please let me get a spicy chicken sandwich and another one, make it deluxe. But I got
Bro.
So
This is how most NBA players spend
Bro,
their
what you
first
doing?
check.
Let me put this real quick.
And Tyler Hero used his first
Early
check on a
Christmas
six-figure
present.
shopping spree, copping a custom 25-carat diamond chain worth $55,000, spending $100,000 in designer clothes, and most importantly, buying himself his dream car. Brand new 2020 Mercedes S63 AMG. And this thing wasn't cheap because it cost Tyler over $200,000. Yeah, our boy balled out. Sometimes, spending your first check can go horribly wrong. Because for Gilbert Arenas, his first check made him go homeless. In 2001, 19-year-old Gilbert was convinced to go top 10 in the NBA draft. And in his mind, he was going to sign a rookie deal worth at least $3.3 million. So a few months before the draft, Gilbert took out a $400,000 loan and balled out.
But you think you're gonna go top 10? Like shit, I'm thinking millions, so I bought an Escalade, had 5 TVs in it, or 12s, had the suede. I seen Gary Payton with suede on the top of a suede roof, so I spent all of that money.
Yeah, Gilbert really thought he made it, but at pre-draft tryouts, he ruined everything. Not only did he refuse to take part in mandatory workouts, but he also made sure to tell every NBA team that his lifelong dream was to be an international pimp. Yes, he really said that. And of course, NBA scouts were not amused. So instead of going top 10, his ass fell all the way to the second round, signing for $330,000 his first year. That's $70,000 less than what he owed. This man was broke.
I couldn't even drive back and forth to the arena, so I had to stay at the arena sometimes.
You slept in the arena. A professional NBA player.
Slept in the arena.
Sleep was basically take that out to the party.
I basically that's right, but I just couldn't afford the gas. When they did my budget, I can only spend $500 a month. For that's gas money, girlfriend, 2 dogs. Like I don't have any money.
Damn, never really fumbled the bag. But not as bad as LaMelo Ball. Because the way Melo spent his first check.
What's up, Michael?
Him sued for millions. Yeah. In 2019, right after graduating high school, Melo hired publicist Amber Johnson to find him some big money brand deals, promising her 10% of the profits. And over the next few weeks, she went to work, pitching a LaMelo documentary to Fox, finding him a sponsorship on Caffeine TV, and most importantly, negotiating LaMelo's biggest offer yet, a deal with Puma worth $10 million. Oddly enough, LaMelo heard about the offer, told his publicist to decline and end negotiations immediately. So, Amber canceled the deal, never spoke to Puma again. But in 2020, something suspicious happened. A month before the NBA draft, it was announced that Melo had signed his first big contract, a $100 million endorsement deal with none other than Puma. And after securing the bag, Melo spent big, copping a $276,000 Ferrari F8 Tributo, $1 million Richard Mille, and a $2.6 million condo in the heart of Charlotte. Melo was dropping money on everything. Well, everything except his publicist, who claims she didn't receive a dime from LaMelo. Not for the caffeine deal, not for the documentary, and not for the Puma deal.
Alrighty,
So in
so I
January
need to change my
2022, she
Discord
decided to
thing
sue
real
Melo for $10 million. And our boy Melo is still battling it out in court to this day. Look, not every NBA player blows their first bag on themselves. Because Zion Williamson spent his first check saving thousands of families from disaster. See, in March of 2020, during Zion's rookie season, COVID forced the NBA to shut down.
So once I'm done with this, I can play the game.
Thousands of arena workers without jobs. Overnight,
I haven't been on
people working
Discord in a
paycheck had
couple
their
months.
income ripped away. And
Alright,
no
there
other
we
jobs
go.
available.
I created it
Left
just
them homeless.
finally.
Saying life can change in an instant. It's as true as it gets.
So, with people desperate for help, rookie Zion pulled through and changed lives, saying, "My mother has always set an example for me about being respectful to
Alright, here we
others.
go.
So today, I'm pledging to cover the salaries for all Smoothie King Center workers for the next 30 days.
What's up, Frosty?
That means Zion donated at least $300,000, all from his first check. Figure, the man Zion knows how to spend his money. He needs to teach other NBA players how it's done, because the stories we got coming up are on another level.
I had a whole thing.
Nervous. Nervous is not.
Just so,
Nervous does not coexist in this human form of this extra echelon body of her. If she don't like this, then I'm gonna ask. I'm not gonna lie. Ready?
yeah, Michael. Alright, let me look at the chat real quick. I'm gonna stand this up. Turn it slow real quick.
I'm like, you know who I am?
Alright.
Do you know how I am?
Movie footage used in the kill count is owned entirely by the copyright.
Yo, I'ma
Instead,
set
it makes no claim of
the.
ownership and simply uses the footage for
Alright, now I'm
education,
playing now.
commentary, and criticism under fair use. Please support filmmakers and the art of filmmaking by watching Jurassic World in its entirety using the links in the description below.
Let me see if I can use this one.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James H. Denise, and today we're looking at Jurassic World, released in 2015. Jurassic World is sort of a soft reboot of the Jurassic franchise that reintroduces it to a new generation. In it, John Hammond's dream has finally been realized, and Isla Nublar is
Yo,
home to a
he
fully
donated
functional
5.
dinosaur
Appreciate it,
unicorn.
bro.
Jurassic
Appreciate
World
it.
is a spectacle of a film, the very definition of a summer blockbuster. The theme park
He
is
donated 5, so now I have
realized
10.
and shot full of pretty good-looking CGI dinosaurs. I love everything it does involving the park itself, from the SeaWorld-like Mosasaurus show down to those adorable sauropod helium balloons. But the movie loses me with pretty much everything else.
What's up,
It's
Michael?
mostly the
There ain't no
characters
Michael.
that annoy me. They all feel like cheap stereotypes with about as
What's up,
much
bro?
depth to them as a puddle in the desert. And I can't stand
No, I
when
gotta
movies
stop
use
my
the media to
stand.
constantly tell me how cool its lead hero is. Just have him be cool and shut up about it. Also,
Yo.
so, while I love a good callback, this movie leans way too heavily on nostalgia for the original in a very Force Awakens type way. But
Chip. Alrighty, here we go. So we got took another 2 Robux in my mind. Alrighty. Bro, what is all this right here in my chat? Let me delete this. Remove. Hide user. I don't know what this is. Alright, I see them. I don't know what that was. One second, okay, let me see something real quick. Alrighty, here we go.
if you're all about big numbers, then Jurassic World is probably your favorite of the series, because when it comes to kills, it delivers. So let's get to that. The movie begins with a dinosaur egg cracking open to reveal a title card. But as that little CG raptor starts to push it real good,
How
we'll
much
go ahead and meet
Robux
some
we
annoying
got
kids.
for
Younger bro
this
Ray and
in the
swoopy-haired older bro Zach are the sons of Karen, the criminally underused Judy Greer, and younger Mifflin CFO Scott. The parents see their kids off at the airport without telling them the real shit going on here. They're looking to get a divorce. And how does that play into the movie story? That's a good question, and I'm still waiting on an answer for it. But Zach and Gray won't have to worry about that irrelevant domestic downfall as they head to
24
Isla Nublar,
Robux
making its
away.
return to the series after Zorno was besetting for JP's 2 and 3. Isla Nublar is now straight bumping, as it's the home to
I don't know
Jurassic
what this
World, a
was.
fully armed and operational amusement park. Hey, remember in the original when that epic John Williams score played the first time we saw a full
What's your
dinosaur?
Discord?
Let's see how they use that music in this movie.
You still in the chat, bro? I can give you it right now. Let me see.
Oh, so for like going out onto the hotel balcony? That's cool, I guess. It's a park
I'm finna give it to you right now, bro.
Green Street wall, and it is mostly CG. Zach Gray's aunt is this pair of high heels played by Bryce Dallas Howard, who does all sorts of
If you're
fun
still
stuff.
in the
She says
chat,
her
I
character's
can
made
give
for the
it to you.
audience real naturally.
Claire.
She says fun catchphrases directly to the camera.
Welcome to Jurassic World.
And she spells out the premise of the movie.
You still here, bro? Small MJ.
Wait, hold on. What the fuck? People have been writing Pirates of the Caribbean for 50 goddamn years. And you're telling me they're all of a
Let me
sudden
see.
bored of seeing real life dinosaurs? They're dinosaurs! I'm still excited about these plastic fucking toys, dude. Lucky for these nameless, greedy investors, Claire's got a solution to all this dino fatigue. A genetically modified dinosaur named the Indominus Rex. B.D. Wong returns as Dr. Henry
Let me-
Wu to
I'm
explain that the
typing it right
I-Rex
now.
was designed with the DNA of multiple animals, because everyone knows that that kind of genetic rock body has never backfired before. But enough about scientific arrogance. Let's
Alright,
get a
I
good look
sent
at this
it in the
park.
chat,
This
bro.
place is downright friggin' awesome. The centerpiece is the Pyramidal Samsung Innovation Center, which seems like exactly the type of place that would exist in a modern-day dino park, full of fun stuff for kids and learning screens that even feature a cameo from my homeboy, Mr. DNA. In the Innovation Center, the kids finally meet up with their Aunt Claire, who gives them some spending money and an Irish babysitter named Zara to watch over them, since Claire's way too much of a working woman to have it all.
Oh,
A
you
career
don't
and a
know?
family? Get out of here. She leaves her nephews and hustles off to the Park Command Center, where a couple of fun characters are hiding out. Lori Crothers, played by Jake Johnson, and Vivian Krill, played by Ho-Ho Leo, Lauren Lapkus. I like them because they're funny and seem like real people, and also because Lowry echoes my feelings about this franchise.
That first part was shit.
Again, JP sequels, maybe stop always reminding us of the original and just try to focus on your own merits. Claire tells them that a new branding deal has just gone through for the park.
Verizon Wireless presents Indominus Rex.
Which would be a funny joke if this movie wasn't also actually a commercial for stuff like Samsung and Mercedes. Hanging a lampshade on it doesn't mean it's not product placement. And it's not like that was a Wayne's World caliber joke.
Let me see
Contractor,
something.
no. I will not bound any sponsor.
Claire hops into a helicopter with park owner Simon Masrani, played by the effortlessly cool Irvin Khan. The backstory here is that the Masrani Corporation bought InGen and now owns all these dinosaurs, even though Mr. Masrani himself is less concerned with bottom lines and more concerned with stating the obvious.
We're trying.
Yes, you are, Simon. Very cool.
Let me look in the chat real quick.
Very good. He flies the chopper over to the Indominus Rex farm to check out the new park asset, and it's looking to be a total beast. It needs extra high walls to keep it in. It's already tried to break through the glass windows of the paddock, and it's got thermal vision to see heat patterns like a predator. Because of how dangerous this dinosaur is, Masrani tells Claire that they need a super badass to come in and help with it. Enter Star-Lord Owen Grady, played by box office darling Chris Pratt. Grady's a Navy vet who has developed a relationship with a quadrant of velociraptors, led by Blue, who's just the cutest little dinosaur. He shows how much he can control the dinos when a younger employee falls into the pen with them. Brady rushes to the rescue and holds the raptors at bay with some stern words and outstretched arms. He can only control them so much, though, and when he finally tumbles back out of the gate, they end up snapping at him. Still, Brady's boss, Vic Hoskins, played by Vincent D'Onofrio, thinks that the raptors have been trained well enough to be used as weapons of war in an effort to save the lives of
Alrighty, here
soldiers.
we
Kind of
go.
like drones, but, you know, with an appetite for humans. He warns Grady that InGen has been looking to do this for quite some time, and that its eventuality is inevitable.
This is gonna happen. With or without you boys.
Brady lives out in a metal trailer, and he's working on his haul like a real cool guy. When Claire comes to find him wearing her best Commander Krennic cosplay. Wait, hold on, I forget. Is Owen Grady supposed to be cool, or... Oh my god, he just snatched a bug out the air! Owen Grady's a badass! Claire's request for Grady to come help with the Indominus is complicated by the fact that these two apparently went on a date one time, and it did not work out well, because she's too uptight.
Let me see
He's
something
is
real
he? What an interesting and unique character dynamic to have. Good thing this movie always has the park itself, which includes a kids area that's literally the greatest thing I've ever seen. But look at these kids riding a Triceratops, petting a Gallimimus, hugging an Apatosaurus. Oh my god! Too bad Zach's a friggin' goober and isn't impressed with anything he's seen so far. Save for that one chick he saw on the ferry, or that one chick he sees on the train, or that one chick he sees in line for the gyrosphere. Actually, yeah, thinking back to my high school days, this checks out. Sounds like a real teen boy. He sees an opportunity when Zara is distracted on the phone with business shit, so he and Gray run away from her to have an unsupervised park day to themselves. They head to a Mosasaurus show, where Bruce the shark is fed to the giant aquatic prehistoric beast, who's not technically a dinosaur. It's a mosasaur, obviously. The resulting splash is impressive enough to get a smile out of cynical Zach, even though it didn't have boobs. And the kids are even more blown away after the bleachers were lowered down to let the
audience see inside the tank. A fun visual that Steven Spielberg himself suggested. It's pretty cool, but we're not done with cool stuff just yet. Check out the all-new Mercedes-Benz GLE Coupe. Yeah, that's literally what the movie cuts to after that line, because half of Jurassic World is a commercial. Stepping out of that world-class vehicle is Claire and Grady, who have just arrived at the Indominus pack. Grady reacts to the dinosaur's name like I did.
Indominus Rex.
After Claire admits to Grady that she doesn't know exactly what kind of DNA is inside the Indominus, they run into a problem when they see that there are no thermal signals being detected inside the pen. Between that and the claw markings that Grady finds on the wall, it looks like this Indominus is escaping the pattern. So Claire races through the jungle in her stylish yet functional GLE 450 AMG Sport and calls the command center to put them on high alert. But when they look for the Indominus' tracker, they see that it's still in the game. That's bad news for Grady and these other dudes who are inside the pen checking it out. Or at least bad news for the other guys. This movie's not about to kill Chris Pratt. But when that Indominus Rex reappears, it shows that it's fine killing non-character employees like this guy Ellis, who's snatched up by the Indominus. After a nice off-screen crunch, we even get to see some of the feeding sessions. Solid first kill, J-World. Grady bolts for the closing pen doors and makes it out of there just in time, but after briefly getting stuck in them, the Indominus also breaks out of the pen. Grady watches from beneath the Jeep as this guy Nick is exposed to the designer dino and very promptly eaten from a seated position. Hey, at least he was sitting on the ground and not a toilet. To hide from the admittedly very cool-looking I-Rex, Grady gives himself a fuel-line rinse to ward off both smell and, I guess, seems unlikely to cool down the body's thermal pattern, but it works well enough, and the Indominus pieces out to go see what this Jurassic World place is all about. Although the I-Rex is now on the loose, park owner Masrani says they need to collect the asset quietly instead of warning the park guests about the danger, because I guess this hippy-dippy dude who didn't care about profits before is now fine with risking lives for the sake of his park. And so an ACU squad, that's asset containment.
Okay, yo, could you please donate to me my username and bacon?
Who are riding a train while the Gallimine
Sure, bro, sure.
turned into a tourist attraction, which is not a criticism, by the way. I think that's pretty great. Gray tells his older brother that he's figured out their parents are getting divorced, because that's a fun thing to keep bringing up in this dinosaur adventure film. Seriously, why does this subplot exist? I want to see this little kid cry from terror, not from his family's failure to stay together. Grady shows up to the command center to watch the Indominus reacquisition happen in real time. The ACU gets out of their high-powered Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG 6x6 and heads off into the jungle. That's where leader Hamada finds a piece of dino damage on the ground. Looks like the Indominus tore out its own tracking device. This must be one small dinosaur. And guess what? It can also camouflage. It can indeed. Time to up the shit out of this kill count, because we're adding 8 bodies to the list right now. First is Hamada, who's thrown down and stomped on in a real Cartarian way. Next is a couple of troopers who are whipped and thrown against tree branches. Their deaths confirmed by the aliens-like monitor that shows all the soldiers flatlining out the movie. Another trooper's crushed by a tree, turns out to be complete. 2 more get their bodies broken by a tail whip. One dude is tossed up and eaten by the Indominus, showering the camera down below with CG blood. And as everyone else makes their getaway, the last casualty bravely fires at the beast until he too gets snapped up. That could have gone a little better.
Evacuate the island.
Claire and Masrani refuse to do that because, money. But Claire does agree to order all the guests back down to the southern part of the island. The order goes out too late to reach Zach and Ray, though, because they've already headed out in the gyrosphere, which is probably this movie's most interesting and iconic new addition to the series. Inside the gyrosphere, there's an extremely tramp tour type video starring Jimmy Fallon. Dude, this Jimmy Fallon shit. Too bad the movie didn't get courted for some gyro karaoke. As they take the big hamster ball through a herd of herbivores, they get a message warning them that the ride is over and they need to come back ASAP. But in an enormous park safety oversight, these kids are able to just take control of the ball for themselves, so they just keep rolling, yeah! Straight down the Dino Highway. Claire tries to call the boys, but, ball reception. So they get disconnected, and instead of taking her phone call as a sign that something's wrong, Zach gets the bright idea to take the ball through a restricted gate and down into the dino jungle, right up to a herd of ankylosauruses. Ankylosauruses are a known dino delicacy, so in no time at all, the Indominus Rex comes around for some fine dino dining. It kicks the ball out of its way as it chases after the Tankosauruses, and one of the armored herbivores hits the gyrosphere with its club tail. The boys watch from their damaged ball as the Indominus kills the ankyloboy by biting its head and snapping its neck. Then it turns its attention to renowned Canadian sketch comedy duo Kids in the Ball and punctures the protective glass with a nail. It has a harder time when it tries to bite through the ball, and during its struggle, the boys manage to get out of the capsule and make a run for it. The I-Rex chases them out of the trees and up to a waterfall, and they jump over to escape from the monster's jaws. The I-Rex eventually gets tired of waiting for them to resurface and leaves. See, you kids are lucky that thing doesn't have any killer bee DNA. By this point, Claire has recruited Grady to help her look for the boys, but instead they first find a dying Apatosaurus in the movie's only use of an animatronic dinosaur instead of CG. Boy, does it look good! Stan Winston would be proud of Legacy Effects, the company that made this dinosaur head and was founded by his former employees. It's such an emotional-looking dinosaur that when it dies in front of them, the Claire model business bot finally sheds a tear. She might not want to look over that hill then, where there are 5 more sauropod corpses lying in the sun, completely uneven.
Killing for support.
They track Zach and Grace's footprints from the broken Jimmy Fallon vault to the waterfall diving board, where Grady tries to send Claire back to the park because she shouldn't be out in the jungle in those heels of hers. In response, she gives herself a quick sporty makeover and insists on coming with him to find her nephews. Said nephews find their way through the jungle to an abandoned door, and it turns out to be the old visitor center from the first movie, only, you know, a little bit reclaimed by nature now. They take a torchlit tour through the movie audience's nostalgia and top it all off with some goggles that are probably heavy, meaning they're expensive. Put them back, Ray. Then they find a broken down Jeep.
Remember when we fixed that Packers old Malibu, right?
Yeah, kids, fix this decrepit jungle Jeep. That shouldn't be difficult at all. Hey, look, it's working! It's working! They drive off right as Grady and Claire get to the old facility. That is some shit time in there, y'all. The Indominus Rex also arrives at the facility, breaking the roof with its face and chasing Grady and Claire back out into the jungle. Claire calls in the IREX's position to the command center. Ronnie decides to play the hero and fly a chopper on his own to get that dino, which would surely upset his stockholders if they knew of this shit. He flies to where the Indominus is, near the aviary, and his chopper shoots at the dinosaur until it crashes through the birdhouse and starts scaring a whole bunch of pteranodons and dimorphodons. The pterosaurs escape out of the broken birdhouse and fly up towards Ronnie's chopper, and you know that ain't good. His gunner falls out and gets friggin' air speared by a pteranodon, while another beak pierces the windshield and the co-pilot. Ronnie stays alive just long enough for his bird to get knocked around and fall crashing through the roof of the aviary, where it spirals down into a big fiery explosion that kills the park owner in a suitably undignified way. The hole from his chopper allows pretty much all the other pterosaurs to escape and fly out into the wild, which kind of begs the question of why they bred these flying fuckers in the first place if they pose that much of a flight risk. As the boys drive their Jeep back to the theme park.
Okay, here we go. TikTok track.
Everyone was so concerned about me kill counting, even though I'll show you it's not that hard. See, all the guests are currently stuck in the downtown Dino Land section of the park when in flies that giant flock of pterosaurs who start tackling into and occasionally grabbing the guests as they try to flee. But here's the thing, nobody's actually getting murdered. Yeah, some people are injured, some glass gets broken, and this one dude is pecked out on the ground. But the only things I see getting killed for show are these 2 margaritas Jimmy Buffett grabs. Zara tries to do her job and watch over the kids as they run through all this chaos, but for her efforts, we get the most mean-spirited kill of the franchise after she's lifted up by a pteranodon and passed around like a football. It'd be one thing to just kill this character off, but instead the pterosaurs drop her into the Mosasaurus tank, then proceed to dive bomb underwater so they can snatch her up and give her a dino baptism, dunking her repeatedly, until finally the Mosasaurus gets tired of all that ruckus and rises up from the water to shut both bird and human up with one big mighty snap. It's an excessive death that probably should have been reserved for hospitals, but instead went to the beleaguered assistant. But she's the only death here, y'all. I went through and scanned the background repeatedly and saw no other confirmed kills, even though this rowdy dimorphodon tried to act Grady to the cow when it landed on his back and attacked him. Claire rescues Grady with a gun butt smash and a whole bunch of tranks, and then the two have a real awkward middle school dance little kiss. It probably looks so weird because director Colin Trevorrow and Chris Pratt didn't tell Bryce Dallas Howard it was going to happen. She was completely unprepared for it, and it shows. In any case, Claire's finally reunited with her nephews, who are going to spend the rest of this movie telling us how fucking badass Owen Grady is.
We saved you.